Hey there, this is Donna from Donna's Creative Space, and today I'm here to make a couple of cards from the mini catalog. This catalog ends at the end of this month, so it ends in the end of June, so if there's anything in the catalog that's retiring, you won't be able to get it again. So one of the items that is retiring is the Quite Curvy stamp set along with the dies that go with it. Now, most of the dies I have out right now, but this is a really cute stamp set and dies. I really love the way you can, I don't know, create some interest to your cards with the curve. So I decided, since this is retiring and the die set is on sale, I figured this would be a good one to show you. So the stamp set, so normally the stamp set and the dies, you could get a 10% discount rather than buying them separately. So normally it's $41.25. The stamp set $17, and I forget what this is full price. But when you, right now, the dies are 50% off. And I have, I think maybe 4 dies missing from this. So the dies are $14.50, right? Which I think it's worth it just to get it for these curvy shapes. I have one out because I'm going to be using it. I'm trying to, oh no, I don't. I put it back in there. But I have like a bird out, and I have a couple of the other ones out. But the stamp set $17, and this is $14.50 because it's 50% off. So if you bought the 2 of them together, it's $31.50. Normally the bundle is $41.25. So if you go in to buy this, right? If you want to shop with me, donnasingleton.stampinup.net, don't put in for the bundle because I'm not sure that you will get the discount on the die set. Okay, I tried putting it in my cart this morning and it still came up as $41.25, whereas it should come up as $31.50, but I'm not sure if they're doing it together that you'll get that 50% off of this. So put the stamp set in separately, then the die. The stamp set is number 154430, and the die set is number 154319. Okay, so that way you're going to get it $10 off, about $10 off the regular price, all right? Because these are 50% off. So if you have the catalog and you want to see what I'm working on, I am looking at page 23 in the catalog, and I was looking at these 2 cards, and they kept catching my eye, and I just hadn't played around with them yet. So I said, I'm going to make that today. So that's what I've done. I've made the top one very, I guess, just about like theirs. I might have changed the color of the cardstock. And the other one, this was interesting. So this is going to take us a little time, but I've done some of the coloring and cutting ahead of time because I just don't want to make you sit here and watch for so long. So we are going to do this one first because it's fast, and then we'll do this one. But I wanted to show you before I go any further, I wanted to bring in my card class to go. This is, I usually do 2 card classes a month. This is the first one. So this is for June 1st through the 15th. And it is using the hand pen petals. So I wanted to show you a quick sneak peek of the cards. And I wanted to show you the kits. This is how my kits come. You will get enough to make 8 cards and 2 each of the 8 cards. And I give you double of the cardstock. I've cut the ribbon for you. This one has 2 different ribbons. I've cut whatever shapes I can for you. All the designer series papers cut. The bows have been tied, and dies, like I said, have been cut. So you're going to get 2 of everything, right? And they make these. Oops, I lost a bow. Let me stick that back. You can make 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. And if you go to my blog site, donnascreativespace.com, I did a post last week, I think, maybe a week ago, that lists the blends I used and all that. So I'll list them again when I'm going to be doing another email. I believe you know where it was? I put it on my email that I sent out the other day. So if you're not on my email list and you want to get information like that, you should go to donnascreativespace.com. That's my blog site. And in the heading, there's a spot where you can click on it. Says something about newsletter sign up. And you click on that, and then it'll open up a form, and you just send me your email address. That's all. Okay, so that is the kit. So all you have to do in order to get this for free, right, you have to buy your stamp set. And if you want to cut out the flowers, like these two have the flowers cut out, but you could fussy cut them. You don't have to have the dies. But all you have to do is spend $35 on product before tax and shipping. It's $35 at donnasingleton.stampinup.net. Doesn't have to be this stamp set. You could use whatever you have. You could buy a different one. You could use all these supplies to make your own cards. Make your own 8 cards. Doesn't have to look like mine. But that's all you have to do to get it for free. $35 by June 15th, through the end of June 15th. And then you will get a set like this. And if you spend $50 or more, you'll also get a free embellishment from me. All right, so that is the business portion out of the way. All right, so back to the cards that we're going to make today. So these two are the cards. Like I said, it's on page 23. And this one, I do want to mark up my catalog, because right now, like I said, this is regularly $29 and it's 50% off. And it's, what did I say? It was $14.50 right now. Okay, the stamp set is still $17, but the dies are $14.50. So I wouldn't buy the bundle because I'm not sure that the amount will come up in the cart. I would buy them separately. All right, so we're going to try making these. And if, let's see. All right, so let's get started. Let's make this one first. All right, so I have my basket of stuff. I got my supplies. The only ink I used was soft suede. And I'm using some Stampin' Blends because I like coloring with these. You could certainly color with whatever you want to use. You could use your Stampin' Right markers that we have. You could use your colored watercolor pencils or your regular colored pencils. Anything you have. I'm using some linen twine. Of course, I have some dimensionals, and we have some adhesive and stuff. So I've only got 2. It's this particular card only has 2 stamps. The sentiment and the little birdie. And we're going to use 3 different dies. And, I had put one back, so I just want to pull that out again. So we're going to use this die, right? And the branch die and the little birdie die. And it's just, I just love, and I made a bow ahead of time. Just because sometimes it's easier to get it done. All right, so let me see. I will show you what you need for supplies. So I am using, let me put this card over there. I have my window open and cars are flying by it, so it might be a little noisy. So you'll have to excuse it if you hear a car go by. All right, so card base. You want, this is Highland, I'm using Highland Heather. You can use whatever you'd like. But this is 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. All right, and it's scored. And we'll just burnish it down. Oh, and you know what I need to get out? I need to get out a little, since I'm going to be doing some stamping, I'm going to grab this little foam mat and some grid paper. And I'm going to move it all the way up to my little sign there. So I make sure I'm in the image area. Okay, I think I'm in the image area. I don't want to lose any of this stuff. Any of my dies. Did I lose the other one? Oh, no, here it is. Okay, so let's stamp first and get that out of the way. So besides the base, you're also going to need an inside piece, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And then you want a scrap, just for doing the little birds. And we're going to do 2 because look at my inside of the card, what I did. Is I put another little birdie on the inside. All right, so you're going to need a scrap of white for the bird. And then you're going to need some Pear Pizzazz, or any green that you want to use. But I use Pear Pizzazz. And 2 pieces that are maybe, they're 4 inches wide, exactly 4 inches wide, but about 2 1/2 inches in depth because these are for these two pieces here. Okay, so the first thing, let's do our stamping because I like to get that out of the way. And then I can move my pad here. So what did I do with the, oh, here they are. So like I said, I'm using the soft suede ink. And we're going to need 2 birds. So I'm going to stamp. I am going to stamp 3 birds because it's always good to have an extra one just in case. And then we are going to stamp on one of the 2.5-inch pieces. I think that, yeah, that was the same. You're going to stamp your sentiment and it's already curved. All right, so you just want to see, I stamped it up about, I don't know, a little more than 1 inch. It's curved, so it really doesn't matter, but I just stamped it right about, let's say right about there. Just maybe about 1 inch from the bottom here. Actually, it's about probably 1.25 inches. All right, and then we're done with those stamps. So now I'll get rid of the ink, and that's all the ink. That's all the stamping that we're doing for this one. Pretty cool, huh? So I'm gonna put things back in the basket so they're in the right spot when we go to do things. Now let's just color the little bird. Now we gave it a few seconds to cut. Usually when I use my Stampin' Blends, I like to use the Memento ink, but for this one I decided to use the soft suede, and we'll let it dry a bit because we do want we don't want it to blur, but just be a little careful when you color these. And if you're using colored pencils, that won't matter at all. But all I did was I colored them, and like I said, this one is, oh, this is not the one I wanted to use. I'm using Daffodil Delight, dark and light. I wanted to start with the light. Oh, I'm going to use the other side, the brush side. So I went and put the dark down by accident, but I did make 3, remember? So I'm going to color these 3 birds. And the other card has a lot of coloring, but I went and did it ahead of time. Did one of them. I'll show you how I colored the flowers and leaves. And now this one, maybe I should zoom in a little bit. Let me see. How's that? I gotta move up a little bit. I just gotta remember to zoom out. So let's see, am I still in the image? Yeah, I am. So that one I messed up. So I'm gonna go to this one, and I'm gonna put the dark on different parts of him, just to give a little bit of interest. And one, they're not going to be next to each other, so you can do, I'm going to do his whole shape there. Actually, both of them, I think I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do all 3, because what if I make a, a boo-boo when I cut it out? All right, so that's all done. And the only other thing is, see this ribbon? I mean, this twine, I used our linen thread. It's not twine, it's linen thread. And I gotta remember to zoom out now. I mean, zoom back. Hang on, let me get back to where, oh, now I changed that. Hang on, you're seeing my ceiling. Okay, so am I back out? Yeah. There I go, okay. Hang on a sec. I'll get you back. There we go, all right. Oh, I love using the zoom because it does help to for you guys to see what I'm doing, but I tend to forget, and then you're just like looking at my knuckles. So I'm gonna move this out of the way for a second. So to color, because I want to get all our inking and coloring out of the way, I'm gonna color my twine. So since I don't have some purple twine, I am going to color my linen. I call it twine, but it's linen thread. I'm gonna color my bow with, this is the Highland Heather Dark Stampin' Blend, and I'm just going to pat it all over. And let's see, what can I hold it down with? Let me get my take your pick tool, and I can hold it down with this end. There, that's better. So now another way, if you don't want to tie your bow first, I'll show you what you can do. Let me just finish this. And the alcohol is sinking through to the other side, but it doesn't. I don't have to go all the way to the end because I know I'm going to trim this. But then I can turn it over. And if I can go back and touch it up if I want, but no one's going to see the back side, but just in case, we'll do a little bit just like that. All right. Okay then. So if you don't want to do that, if you want to color your thread ahead of time, this is what you can do. You could just take your linen thread and however much you want, just kind of pull it through, hold your Stampin' Blend against it and pull it through. You do it a couple of times because the linen thread does twist as you do this. You can color our basic white twine too this way. And then you'll have your purple linen thread, even though we only have it in the regular. All right, so that's how you would color it. But like I said, I just did my little bow. I think this is the side. Which side? This side, I guess. Okay, so we have our bow colored. We did all our coloring, so I can put that away. All right, now, this is for the top. So we have to do some cutting now, so I'm going to move this because we're done with that. And I'm going to pull out my cute little Big Shot. Oh, you know, one more thing that we're going to color is I wanted to color some rhinestones. I've already done it, but I wanted to show you. So I'm using the dark Highland Heather to color some rhinestones. Just go over it like that. And if they're not dark enough, you can always go back, wait till they dry, and go back in again and color them again. All right, so all the coloring's done. I'm going to pull out my little mini cut and emboss machine, which I love. You could always use your big die cutting machine, but this one is just so cute and it's so handy. All right, so we need, let me get my little plates. Where did I put them? All right, so you have your number 1, which is your platform, and then for cutting, we're going to use 2 number 2s. So I put my first number 2 down. Let's do our leaves right now. So we need 2 of these for the front, and I could have sworn I cut one to make it faster so you guys wouldn't have to watch me the whole time, but I guess I didn't. So you're going to have to, I guess you'll have to watch. So I'm going to put this on, do my sandwich. What I found with the mini is make sure that your ends are together, because sometimes it just doesn't want to go through the machine. Right? And I just love this because you just got to put it right in front of you. It's so little, it's so cute. And most of our dies fit in it. We have a couple of big dies that might not. And we do have some big embossing folders that don't fit in it, but we are Stampin' Up. Oops. I don't know why I'm putting it on my, I was building the layer on my hand. That doesn't make sense. Oh, come on. Don't mess with me now. All right. Oh, goodness gracious. Donna, put it down. I just wanted to make sure it's kind of a dark, the angle that I have it at. So maybe if I put it like this, then cover it. Ah! Then cover it. And then I can turn it like this. All right. And then we'll get that done. So we need 2 for the front and 1 for the inside. All right, so there are our 2. Usually if it doesn't come out, I just drop it and it tends to pop out. And we'll do this one, this next one. I just love this little guy. All right. I'm not sure if you guys know it, but we do have there's still let's see, maybe 4 days left of the special that's going on. A piece of paper. It's called the Connect, Craft, and Collect special. And normally you would get, with a $250 order, you would get 10% in Stampin' Rewards, which is basically, you can choose Stampin' product. When you get to $150 in an order, everybody thinks that they can't be a host on their own. But if you have a large order and it goes over $150, you're automatically going to get Stampin' Rewards once you hit $150. So the special until June 14th is if you spend $250 in product, you get your 10%, which would be $25, but then you get an additional $25, anywhere from $250 to $600, anywhere from $250 up, you'll get another $25. And that is running through the 14th, so 4 more days on that. And of course, if your order is 450, when you get to 450, you have 14% in Stampin' Rewards. You get the 25, and then you get to choose an item for 50% off. So like this little mini cut and emboss machine, I think this is 60 bucks. You could get it for $30. I'm pretty sure it's 60. All right, so we have our 3 leaves. So I'm done with that, and now we want to cut out our little birds. So let me find my little bird die. And that's another thing, you know, I did cut out some birds ahead of time because I knew, I said, oh, I should cut these ahead of time so I could save some time. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. So I have this purple tape, and that's what it's called, purple tape. You could use washi tape. Now my head might get in the way. I'm going to pull it down towards me so you might not be able to see this as good, but once I put the tape on it, I'll show you what I'm doing. So I didn't want to touch the bird with the tape, so I'd have it kind of like on the metal and out, all right? And I will put this back in, layer it up, and off we go. These birds are so cute. There's a few different ones in this. Let me pull this out. See this little, they're going in different directions, but I just have the one that's just kind of sitting there because he's just going to be sitting on a branch. He is that guy right there. All right, so I'm going to carefully pull up my purple tape. If you're watching, please say hello. Let me know that you're out there. I'll pull up the tape, and I can go this way. And I'm going to cut out the next one. So I think I'll use this one, even though I thought he was my mistake, but I kind of like the way he came out. All right, so we'll cut him. Put this, make my sandwich again. And in we go. Love this little machine. It's so nice and light. And when you're done with it, it's noisy, but it's nice and light. When you're done with it, you pack those up and put it off to the side. I'm going to put it right next to me for now because I am going to use it on the next card. And pull up my tape. Oh, I also usually put my tape on the machine. I'll just put it in front of me for now. All right. Oh, I put him up here. I thought I lost a bird. All right, I'm going to put him aside. All right, so now we have to do, oh, I put the machine away. We need to use it again. I forgot. But that's easy. See how nice and light it is? Let me leave the birds here. Put that off to the side for a second. So I want to just show you, this is the coolest. I love this die cut. So we want to die cut this so the smooth edge is away from the words. All right, so you can just kind of play around with this. And once you stamp that on, just kind of, it's a little bent. So I just got to bend it the other way, just slightly. And right about here, you don't want to cut off any of your words, but you just want to kind of, I think like right about there. You just want it to, oops, you just want it to be, let me get my tape back, kind of like, almost the same curve as the words. Doesn't have to be exact. And like I said, I'm putting the tape on the metal, but on the die, but away from the, we don't want to put it, I'm not going to put it on the piece that we're using because I wouldn't want to cut it by I wouldn't want to tear it by accident. Because the purple tape does work well. Oops. Again, that little die is sticking off. See, that's sticking out the edge. It didn't like that, so I'm going to move. It's going to slide it down. That's all. You learn these things as you play with the machine. It likes to have the plates going in even on the end, and it doesn't really like when you have a, like, when this was hanging off the edge like this, it didn't like that. So we just do it over again. So now we pull this off carefully. Oh, isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? Oh, I got a little bit of spot there. There. Isn't that pretty? So now we have to do the other piece. So what I did was I kind of put this down just for an idea. Put that down. Then we're going to have a piece. This is some Designer Series paper, and it's 4x4. But we want that down so that it shines, it shows through behind there. And then we're going to have another piece up the top. And the only thing with this is you may get the little pieces stuck in here. We do have a brush, but I don't want to, I do have one. I just don't have it out right this sec. So I'm just going to go through, and it takes 2 seconds, and just poke them out. If you don't have a take your pick tool, a little sewing needle or something, or if you have one of these, remember this? This was our piercing tool. I like that one too, because it's a tinier handle. All right, and the only reason I'm poking them out now because I want to use it again. So I got them all out. And get rid of those little pieces. I did see someone show a hint to use a lint roller to go pick up all those little pieces. Oh, I think I'll just get some new purple tape for the next one. All right, so like I said, we're going to put this right about there. This is going to go on here, right? Let's see, right about there. You could cut this back piece to make it easier, 4x5 1/4, and go all the way up, but why waste it if you don't need it? So I want a lot of that. I want a lot of this background showing, so I'm going to put it right about here. Yeah, I think that would be good, just about like that, because this is going to be here. So let me get some more of my purple tape. And oops, I put it the wrong way. I like to put the tape on the spot, on the part that's going to be cut off. All right, and that's going to go into our machine again. I think I'll move my light over here. I wonder if that helps. That might help. Okay. So I'm going to put my plates together again and pass that through. I don't see any comments. Oh, it says I have 6 comments. Hang on a sec. I'm going to refresh my screen on my computer because it says I have comments and I don't see anybody. Let me see. Oh, there's some comments. There they are. All of a sudden I looked over and I thought, that's strange. Hello, Cindy, and thank you for sharing. Hello, Margaret from Rhode Island. Thanks for watching. You can't use on machines. What can't I use? What can't I use on machines? Cindy. I'm sorry I didn't answer you. Hey, Donna Reed, how are you? I am such a dodo head. All of a sudden I looked over and realized it said I had 6 comments or 7 comments and I couldn't see anything. And I thought people are watching and not talking to me. So now it looks like I'm seeing them. All right, so now we're all done cutting. I'll put my little guy away. You can't use on machines. I don't know what you were talking about when you said that, Cindy. So if you're still here, you could ask again. All right, so I am going to start to build the card. And if you're joining us late, because I can't tell who joined late because I didn't even see the comments until 2 seconds ago. So I'm going to put this down on my card, about a 1/2 inch from the top. I'm just going to make sure that that I have enough that is going to, we want to be able to see the pretty paper just about there, I'd say. Right? Let me make sure. Oh yeah, and now these are going to go with dimensionals. And I have the dimensionals out. Well, maybe Cindy's gone. I don't know what she had said that I can't use on my machine. But maybe she'll come back on and say it again. because I would like to know what she's talking about. How are you, Donna? All right, so this one's got the dimensionals on, and I'm going to put it, center it left to right, but put it like so there's like an even amount, 1/8 inch all the way around. And this one, now you want to make sure you're putting the dimensionals on the right side. On the wrong side, I should say. But you know what I mean. The right, wrong side. Because if you put it on the right, wrong side, does that make sense? You know what I mean. Well, I don't know if anybody's talking again because I don't see any more comments. The last one is Donna saying good afternoon. But I thought that was so strange that I didn't see any comments and people were watching. And you guys always say hello when you come on. All right. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. I'm going to pick it up so you can see the... Isn't that pretty the way it shows through? So like I said, it's a retiring stamp set and dies. But you can get the die for 50% off now. All right, so now we're just going to build the front. And the inside, I don't know, but the inside, I just put the little birdie with the branch. So let's do that. Oh, and I want to show you how I am doing that. Now, I have lost my silicone mat. I cleaned my craft room and I lost it. So I don't know what happened, but it's somewhere. I did order some big ones because I would like a larger one for my area, but I do like that little one because it was helpful. So I'm going to just, and normally I would squeeze this glue onto my silicone mat, but since I don't have it, I am going to do this with a sponge dauber. And I am just going to be putting some glue on the back of these, this leaf first, right? And I'm just going to hold it down with my take your pick tool. And if it moves, move it to a different area because you don't want it to sit on the glue. Just like that, all right? And then I'm going to put this just on the bottom. This is just the inside of the card, just like that. And then the bird... let's pick him up. Make sure you don't put him down in glue. Now the silicone mat was nice because you, oh, he's so cute. All right. Cute, right? But I just using a block because I can wash this later. Just soak it in some warm sudsy water and it'll be all set. And it's about time for me to, ooh, I got glue all over. Usually, after a few of these videos and creating my card class and all, I have to, it's like bath time for all my blocks. So I get them all together in a big Tupperware bowl and I fill it with warm sudsy water. And then I rinse them all. You know, I put them all in there and toss them around, and then I rinse them all. And then I put them in my drying rack where my oh, isn't that cute? I just think he's cute. Now this has got glue on it, so you just want to be careful. So now, for these two branches, the bottom one I'm putting down, you could put it down with, you could put the bottom one down with a glue dot if you want, but I am going to do the same thing that I just did. I'll put a little bit more glue here. Does anybody want to say hello again, just in case I see if my comments are working or not? Because I can see that there's still somebody there, but... So I'm just going to put some of this glue again on here. All right. And then I'll take that up. And this is going to go on the bottom here. One's going to go flat. The other one, now a dimensional would be too much, so now I'm going to use, take this guy, I don't want to put him in the glue, and I want to take a dimensional, but I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals and I'm going to roll it up on each other so it's long and skinny, and then I can use that, because it's going to stick to my tool. And let's see, it's going to be, this right here is going to be under the bird, so I can put it there. And, oh, it's flying away on me. And then I'm going to take, oh my goodness, I want to do another one. Fold it over on itself, kind of roll it, because I want it skinny. And let's see, it's going to probably be on this leaf here. So it's doubled up, so it gives it a little bit of height, not as much as a dimensional, but just a little bit, like that. And then we'll put the bird on a dimensional. And I am going to use a piece of the edge because I don't want it to be sticking out. And one might fit, but it's kind of tight. Alright. And that little birdie, he just sits right there. Isn't he cute? Oh, wait a sec. Wait a sec. I got to get him in the right angle. Oh, he's stuck on the glue dot. Alright, he's going to have to stay there. I'm going to have to put another little piece under him. Because the way I stuck it down, he's like leaning into the card and I want to... Come on. So I've got to perform a little surgery. Oh my goodness. Come on. I didn't cut it all the way through. That's what happened. Alright, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick it underneath him. Just like that. There. There. I didn't want his head to fall in like that. Alright, good. Alright, and one last thing. Remember we colored these with our Highland Heather Stampin' Blend. And I'm just going to put one up there. And a couple... You know, I like to do things in 3s or 5s. I mean, I like to do it in odd amounts. So then, oh, the bow. I almost forgot about the bow. So again, we're going to take a glue dot. Now, these are way too big, so I'm going to cut it in half. And these are mini glue dots. I cut it in half. I'm going to just throw away the other half. And this piece here, this is the other, of course, I threw it away, but I think it stuck to my finger. And now I just want to kind of slightly roll it into a tiny ball because you don't want it to show behind your twine. And I'm just going to put it kind of underneath the bird like that. And then I'll get my ribbon scissors and I'll just trim this a little. And that card is done. Isn't that cute? I think it's adorable. And I think... Let me pull out the catalog again. My goodness, where did I put it? Can't go far. Oh, here it is. All right, so let's see. So I did it pretty close to theirs. The only thing I did different, I think they use the fresh freesia. But that could be Purple Posy because I think that was still around, the paper. But I used the Highland Heather and... Their ink looks a little bit lighter. They might have used maybe crumb cake. I used the soft suede. And I did color the bow. Same, they have the marker here, so that gave me the idea that that's what they did. All right. Oh, see? Oh, geez. Look at right here. Modify the color of ribbon or twine with Stampin' Blends. Just choose the color you want. See that? They even tell you about that. So that's one of the things that you should look for in the catalog when you see the little light bulb. It's got like a little heart in it, but that's kind of like to show you there's an idea. All right, so that's that one. So we did one. I added some rhinestone, colored the rhinestones. You know, remember we used to have the, and I could have used them because I do have some left, Pretty Peacock rhinestones. They're retired now, but they had some pretty purple ones, but I couldn't use them. All right, so that's our first card. So I'm going to put that to side, and we shall start the next card. All right, so let's see. So on the next card, I needed this stamp set, and I'm using the Made with Love Just for You. So yeah, just this little strip of flowers and leaves, and then this is all leaves. All right, so let's see. So I'm going to try, I'm doing this one, but mine's a little different. All right, see, this is what mine looks like. All right, so see, something's wrong with my Facebook because it is saying that there are 10 comments. I'm going to refresh my screen right now. And hang on, because I don't like what's happening. I don't know why I can't see what you're saying, because I want to see what you're saying. And if you're asking a question, I want to be able to, and it says 10 comments, and I still can only see those 7. All right. Donna, you love it. And Cindy said very pretty. So Cindy, if you're still here, I was asking what you said when you said you can't use on machines. I didn't know what you meant. So, I think I can see comments now. I'm hoping. I'll have to refresh it again if it disappears. All right, so I'm doing this one now, and you can tell right off the bat I changed the color of it. I just and I changed the background a little bit. All right, so, and this was kind of interesting to make. So it has a couple of cool techniques in it, so stick around. All right, so I'm using Memento Ink, and I have pretty, they look like they use like soft switch, no, what do they use? It looks like it's either crumb cake or Sahara sand. And they do have these recipe kind of cards that we can look at, but, oh, see, now it says, let me see, maybe, I don't know, it's not letting the comments refresh. So we'll see. Maybe I won't be able to see your comments. I'm just kind of looking now to see if I can get back there to see any comments. Because I really do want to be able to answer, in case you, I mean, maybe you don't have any questions, but geez, it would be nice to know if you're asking questions while you're there. All right. I also am using some Pear Pizzazz ink. I think they were doing stuff in Old Olive. But, so you need this long vine of leaves. And this, it fits perfectly on the eye block. This is a nice block. I don't use it that often. 50% on machined. 50% on machined. What is she? Oh, the 50% off? Oh, that's what you're saying. You can't use it on the machine? Oh, I understand you now. I got it. So I had said that you could get the, if you got a 50% off item, you could use it on the machine. I thought you, wait. 50% off. You can't use on machines. All right, so Cindy's saying, Cindy's a demo too. So she's saying, I thought you could, because I thought I bought my mini for half price, but maybe I got it with Stampin' Rewards. All right. I have crinkle ribbon I'm using. This is the white crinkle ribbon that I just, it's so versatile. You could color this too. This colors really nicely. I've got 2 dies out. And so I am using, in case you're following along, I'm using dark petal pink. Now, the petal pink, when I was coloring, the light and the dark didn't have that much of a difference. So I'm using the dark petal pink and light Calypso Coral because it kind of gave me the look that I wanted. And Old Olive Light. All right. So for your supplies, you need a card base. I switched it to petal pink, so this could be totally different if you're using the Sahara sand. So I used petal pink base, and it is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I have an inside mat. Now I've already, let me show you my card again. There's the inside of mine. So I've already, because I'm going to show you how to color this, and I just wanted to go ahead and get some of it done so that you're not watching me forever. And then you need a square, it's not a square, rectangle. It is 3 by 4. This is Pear Pizzazz. Then I'm using a Pear Pizzazz mat. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have some scrap white. You need a couple pieces of scrap white. I would say a piece big enough for your, I'm using the tailored tag punch. In the sample in the book, they use the Storytime label, which is discontinued. And then you need a scrap of Pear Pizzazz, which I've already cut one out, and this is about 1.5 inches, so about 3 by 5.5, I would say, to do 2 of these vines. And then you would need another scrap, maybe 2.5 by 3 or 4, right? You just use up your scraps if you have any laying around. All right, and like I said, I already started coloring. So And I stamped, I like to, when I'm coloring with my Stampin' Blends and using Memento, if you've watched before, I like to let it sit for a little bit. You could use a heat gun on it if you were in a rush, but, and you could go ahead and just color right away, but I do think that I have better results when I let it sit for a while. So that's what I've done. I went ahead and stamped that. You need 2 of those. I stamped and stamped, cut, and colored one, and I stamped one, and I'm going to color it and cut it for you. So let's start coloring. Oh, well, let's just stamp. Let me get this ink out of the way. So you're going to stamp this vine twice, right, with your Memento, and I'm not going to do it because I already did it. I already got it once because I want it to sit. Now I'm going to stamp the sentiment just in the middle of a scrap piece of white. And that's all. And you're going to stamp your white mat this way. All right, it's horizontal. Now when I did this, see at the end here there's a flower upside down. I didn't want that upside down one showing, so I stamped it off just like that. So I just went to these 2 leaves, right? So you're going to do that, all right? And then I'm using, you could use whatever punch. It just is a way to get like a, oh yeah, see, this is weird that the, I am exiting Facebook on my computer and I'm going back in again because it's really bothering me that people are commenting and I can't see what you're saying. So I am doing this again. Bear with me. Oh, there's some more. Oh, they changed it. Oh, so Cindy's saying, remember I was telling you that with a large order you could get, when you get to $450, you can get the 50% off item. You used to be able to get the machines for half price, because I could have sworn I did, but I can't remember everything. So thankfully, I have some friends watching, and they correct me if I say the wrong thing. But so Cindy said they changed it, and so it's not like that anymore. Oh, Alice, hello, how are you? Alice from Indiana. Thanks for watching. All right, so I cut that out with the tailored tag punch. That's still in. That's not retired, but the one that they used in the book was. All right, so I'm going to do some coloring. No, I'm going to stamp one more thing. Sorry. No, I'm going to stamp 2 more things. All right, so we are going to stamp this large piece. Now, I am going to pull in this piece again, just because it has foam under it. If you have our Stampin' Pierce mat, that's good to use. That's right in front of me up on a shelf, but I'm just going to use this because it's handy. Because when you're stamping with photopolymer, these stamps don't have the foam like your rubber stamps do. You know how on the back of your, let's see, I have a rubber stamp right here. See, these are the red rubber stamps, but see, if you look at the side, see that gray foam on it? You don't have that on these, so it's good to have something underneath. It could be a pad of paper, a magazine, but I got these foam sheets at Michael's, and I glued. They're kind of thin, so I used my adhesive tape and put 2 together. So I stamped another green, so you need 2 of these. I already did one. We stamped that, and now we have to stamp one more thing. We're going to get rid of this. We have to do our background piece. So for some reason, I don't know why, but I got to make sure. I used the glue up there. I got to make sure I don't hit that. But for some reason, like if you are saying a comment, I am trying to refresh the screen every once in a while, but Facebook isn't cooperating today. I think I'll put that right on the glue from the last card. For some reason, they are just not wanting to show me what you're saying to me. I mean, they're not a lot of comments, but there are some, so I want to see them. All right, let's see. It says it's playing. Let me get it bigger. This is crazy. All right, I'm just going to have to ignore it. So this is our 4 by, oh, thank you for sharing, Alice. This is our 4 by 5 1/4, and I've got my Petal Pink ink because it's Petal Pink paper. It's a nice way to use a background stamp. So if you just finished stamping your black, you'll want to clean your stamp really well. And I've already cleaned it, but I'm just going to do it again. I have my Stampin' Scrubber next to me. So, and for this, I just went around the edge. It's just to add a little bit of, you're only going to see the edge, but I just wanted to add something in the background. They look like they only use the tip top of this shape. Let me show you. If you can see that, I'll point it out. See how it looks like they just use the tip top of it? And I was thinking, well, we must have a stamp that does only that, but it's not in the, oh, I'm sorry, it is. Oh my goodness, there it is right there. It was so small I missed it. Well, anyway, so there, I changed it again. I like to change them anyway. So I just went around the edge. And you could do it any way you want. You're not going to see the middle of it. So if you have to use the tip of your stamp, that's fine. Isn't that funny? I said, why is that little? I was thinking that they must have masked that off. Oh, Donna. All right, so our inking is done. So now I am going to get rid of this. I'll need it when I'm going to do some inking later. So this is going to go onto our base, our Petal Pink base that I scored at 4 1/4. And this is going to go on here like that. I think I'll go this way maybe. It really doesn't matter. Here, right next to me. Boy, we had some heat up here for a while. You guys all experience that heat? It's been crazy. I don't know which way. It really doesn't matter which way you go with this. But that goes on like that. And we have to do some cutting now. So I'm going to pull this out. See how nice and easy it is when you have to do some cutting? Oh, you know what? I have to color first. Oh my goodness. I could cut this, but I want to put those through at the same time. So for this, right? Maybe I'll try to zoom in a little bit. I think I zoomed in. It's hard to tell. I gotta wait till the screen catches up. So I'm gonna color. I think I did zoom. Does I go a little bit more? How's that? I have to wait till it catches up with me. All right, so I'm gonna use, this is, like I said, the Old Olive Light. Just it goes fine with, it's just a shade darker than our Pear Pizzazz cardstock. So I'm just going to do the leaves. I think that is zoomed in enough. So just remind me, oh, actually, how am I going to see it if the comments aren't going to work? I was going to say, remind me to zoom out so that you're not just seeing my knuckles for the rest of the video. But happy Friday. Did it seem, this week seemed long. Maybe it was because we had a holiday last week and it was a short week. I don't know. But it seemed like it took forever for Friday to get here. And Alice, if I didn't say thank you for sharing, I'm saying it now. I can't remember. So now I'm going to put a coating, or layer I should say, or just color in the flowers with the Petal Pink. Now, like I said, I did this already on here and on here. And when I was doing the 2 shades of Petal Pink, because we have a dark and a light of each of the blends, except for the bronze and ivory, those are singles. So I'm coloring these. Sometimes, you know, I do the dark first and then I do the light. It all depends, but today I am doing, so I'm using the light Calypso Coral, and then I'm going to go back in. I'm just going to put some accent color. So I want to make sure I'm still in the image, and maybe maybe my hand is in the way of the light. So I'm coloring in the top of these flowers, and then I'm putting a little bit of darkness down towards the leaf, like the stem where the blossom comes out. And then I'll go back into the middle. I won't touch the top portion. And I'll just kind of put a little bit of, because that's the blending part, so I'm just basically putting some more alcohol down with a little bit of petal pink, right? And then you can always go back and darken it if you want. But those two colors go nicely together. Like I said, the light Calypso Coral and the dark petal pink. All right, and I used, since I'm showing you them all, the light Old Olive. Those are so pretty together, aren't they? All right, so now we have this stamped in Pear Pizzazz, and we have that all colored in. We need 2 of those, so I got that one done. We need 2 of those. We have our words. All the inking is done. Stamping is done. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this right on the inside. And don't forget, when you can have the other, see, I'll show you again. You can stamp this whole thing on here, but I just didn't want the upside down flower. I kind of liked it looking like it was growing off of the page, or onto the page, I should say. So let's put that inside our card, just like that. Oh, it's so pretty. I just love those colors together. All right, so now we have to pull out our Big Shot again, because now we have to do some of this, not Big Shot, stamp and cut and emboss. It's so hard to get used to that. And I need some, I don't know what I did with my purple tape. Maybe I threw it away. So, you're going to, my head might get, oh, I got to, you know what? I almost forgot. Let me see. I got to remember. No, wrong way, Donna. Oh, let's see. Hang on a sec. All right, am I back? I think I'm back. Let me look. Yeah, I think I'm back to the right size. Goodness. All right. So I have to pull this towards me because I have to look right down on it to get this exact. So give me a minute, and then I'll show you what I did if I'm kind of off the screen. But you kind of have to get this right on the right spot. Otherwise, it doesn't cut out very well. All right, and then the same thing with this. So like I said, we need 2 of everything, and I already cut those 2 out. And this is going to go on here. I need 2 more pieces of tape. I really had fun making this card. It's a lot of work, lot to it, so it's going to have to be a special person that gets this. All right, now I'm going to pull out my, whoops, that looks like it's a little off. Hang on. But now I'm going to pull out my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, Mini Cut and Emboss. Mini Cut and Emboss. I think there's Stampin' in there, the word Stampin'. All right, let's see if I can do this. I think that these 2 will fit in. I have some white pieces stuck on here. Let me get rid of those first. All right. Yeah, these will fit. All right, so I'm putting 2 in, right? So you can still do a lot with this little machine. And I'm going to cover them up and crank it away. I just love this little machine. Fold it up, slap, slap. Put that out of the way. There we have that's cut out, and whoops, and that is cut out. And all we have, make sure I don't throw away my dies. That would be horrible. All right, we're almost done. Now we can just put it all together. Okay, so let's see. Let me put the card here so you can see it. Right. So first we want to tie our ribbon around here, and you need about 20 inches. So I just like to kind of do this and figure Oh my goodness, I'm all thumbs today. Like that. Oh, I have a little bit, I must have dropped this in the ink. All right, I had a little bit of petal pink it looks like, so the end must have fallen in, but that's okay. So I'm going to tie this around, and if it's giving you agita by moving so much, just put something with a little bit of heaviness on it until you get it around it, and then you can pull that heavy thing out. And the bow is going to be, I'm going to turn it. The bow is going to be, I want to tie it with the ties. Oh my goodness. Hang on, let me do this again. I'm going to tie it with my ends, the tails of the bow, coming towards the left of the card. All right, now see how loose that is? Now, you can untie it and retie it and go through all that, but you know what I'm going to do? Let's see, because I have enough. Yeah, know what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull it, get it where I want it, right? Because since it's not down on the card yet, you can take a piece of Scotch tape, and once you get it where you want it, right about there, and just take the excess in the back and just kind of tape it down like that. See? So now it's nice and tight. There. All right. So I just wanted to have the ties going off to the left because I didn't want it to cover up my pretty stamping and coloring and the sentiment. I'll trim this later, but I'll get the most of it off. All right, so this is going to go on our card right in the center, but you want to just put your dimensionals around the back. Let's see. If you, this is another way of holding that ribbon in place is if you put it right on the ribbon. Because this ribbon is not thick. Sometimes when you put a dimensional on the ribbon, it's it makes it higher than the other dimensionals and it rocks, like if you put it on a sentiment. All right, so this is going to go right in the center, just like this. And you can tie your bow going to the right also if you want, just like that. So now these pieces here are going to go on either side of that bow, just like that. All right, and you could use your tape, but I'm going to use the liquid glue, and I'm not going to go near the ends because they are going to be hanging off the edge. So if you do get it there, and I'm putting this little point underneath the ribbon, so we're just going to have it kind of centered like that. Right, and the other one. And I'm not sure if the designer of this card that's in the catalog did it this way, but I just had to figure it out, and this is how I came up with it. And just, there's like two little leaves on either side that kind of go. And another thing I was thinking after I made it, it might be pretty to cut this green skinnier so that the leaves just show up. But I just left it like they did because in the catalog, see, they left it all the way around. It looks like they used Granny Apple Green, but I just like the softness of this. All right, so now we want to build this, and I want to bring in some paper again, and let's see. I want to, this is scrap paper because I don't have my silicone sheet. I know it's in this craft room somewhere, but I lost it when I was cleaning, and that'll teach me to clean, right? All right, so I'm just using a block that I'll have to wash really good later. I'm going to squirt some of our liquid glue on it, and I have my so if I worked on a silicone mat, which I can't wait for today's Amazon delivery because I ordered some bigger silicone mats so that I can cover my whole table so that when I'm really getting messy. So I'm just using a sponge dauber, and you can go and wash this. If you wash it fairly soon afterwards, you can get most of the glue out. Sometimes I don't even go to the sink with it. I just use my bottle of spray. And all right, so now I'm going to put this over the label. so that I can cover the edge of the label, the whole top edge of the label. And I kind of had to, they used, like I said, that story time. So I kind of did it like this, right? And then we're going to do the other end. And if you do this on your silicone mat, it's so much better. And I do like the Stampin' Up! One because it's a little one and it's good for working in small areas. But when I want to get really messy, I want a bigger mat. I think the color on these came out so nice. I don't know why I turned it upside down like that. All right, and this is just going to go down here. So you could really use a rectangle. You don't have, but I decided to use that punch. But you could just use a rectangle, because if I were going to do this again, I would say if you did like a 1 1/8 inch, maybe 1 1/4 would be good. So 1 1/4 by 2 1/4 if you wanted to use a rectangle. All right. So now that's nice. Oh, that's so pretty. I think that would be great on a card. Look at that. Just like that, without all that other stuff going on. That's a good idea. All right. So now we're going to, let me get rid of that and all these other dimensionals. All right, dimensionals. So when I put the dimensionals down on the back, I like to cover over where the cardstock meets, because it's just kind of reinforcing that seal. Oh, sorry. A bus or a truck just went by. I have my window open. I had the AC on. Oh, I love saying that. I had the AC put in my house 2 weeks ago. Perfect timing for this heat wave. And now the heat wave's gone. It's cool out, so I opened the window. So then I just kind of stuck it under my bow. Just like this. Oh, I know what that truck is. Today's trash day. That's what, if you're hearing it, that's my trash pickup. Sorry about that. They used to come in the morning, and then all of a sudden they started coming at noon. Today's really late. Oh, sorry about that. All right, so that part is done, and we are almost done with this card. I just want to put on a couple of pearls. So again, I used the Stampin' Blend to color, and the Petal Pink was just too light, so I'm using the Calypso Coral Light. I already did one, because if I'm going to put 3 down, I like to color 4. I'm not going to color 4 now because I have that one. And I should have colored them a few minutes ago when I was putting this together, because I do like to let it dry, because they get a little lighter. And let me get rid of this. Wipe that glue off. I got to remember to wash that. I think I'm going to wash all my blocks this weekend. They all need to be washed. Okay. So I'm going to take these, and you can put them anywhere on your card. I might not even put them in the same place as I did before. Oh, I think I like it up there. And maybe I'll put this one, where should I put, maybe over here. I like to let your eyes dance around. So there's our second card. Isn't that cute? What do you guys think? Let me get out the other one. So those are our 2 cards that we made today. Right? Do you guys like them? I think this curvy thing is really a nice idea. I just like that whole. So here's the first one. And here's this. Now, I don't know what they did on the inside. This is just what I came up with for the insides of these. But those are the 2. So what do you think? They kind of look like what was in the book, right? I mean, I obviously changed the coloring because I love Pear Pizzazz and Petal Pink together. And they used, this is pretty though, I think they used that's either Fresh Freesia or Highland Heather to color with the greens. That's pretty too. But this is the color theme I wanted to go with today. And so don't forget about my card class to go. I'll show it quickly one more time. This is the card class to go, hand pen petals. If you shop with me between the June 1st and the 15th, you will get a card kit to make these 4 cards, 2 each. This is how my kits come. I do the bows for you. That bow was sneaking out earlier. And I do the whatever I can cut ahead of time. I've got your ribbon cut. I've got your labels cut. Whatever I can cut ahead of time, I do. But for some of the cards, let me pull them back out. Some of the cards you have to stamp first and then cut out. So you might want the dies for that. So that is my June card class to go, and you can get it for free. You can get all this for free. It makes 8 cards, 2 each of the 4 designs. It will have a private video that you can watch, and it will also come with a printed instructions for you to make them. So you can use the video to watch or not. And you just have to spend $35 in my Stampin' Up store, donnasingleton.stampinup.net, between the 1st and the 15th. Obviously, we're past the 1st, so you have up until the 15th to spend $35 or more in product. And if you spend $50 or more, you will be getting a package of embellishments. I believe I am going to, if I have enough, I'm going to give these genial gems, because that's what I used on most of the cards. All right, so back to this. So this was today's catalog copy, and I think it came out pretty good. And it was using the quite curvy stamp set and the dies that go with it. Like I told you, if you are just joining near the end, the bundle was $41.25, but right now the dies are 50% off. So the die is $14.50 and the stamp set $17, so it's $31.50. But it makes such a pretty card. So thank you for watching, ladies. Have a great weekend, and enjoy your Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.